down the Osho of a backed up creek, and there's a full
That's
train
141.
there. And they've got a video of how the
Merrimack.
train is floated off and turned over. So if anybody thinks their car can't be floated over, just watch that train be taken off the tracks
not
and
even the
literally
Mississippi.
knocked over. We've got
That's down where I used
I-44
to
obviously
live.
closed at Valley Park at that 141. We don't have a time when that's gonna quit. Although as you watch the water, we're hopeful by this weekend that'll be open and operating again. We lost a flood fight at the High Ridge Water Treatment Plant last night. Wall they had existing there came in late last night. I want to thank the National Guard for showing up in the middle of the night and trying to win that flood fight. It was a pretty heroic effort, but previous wall that they had built before, they realized what the challenges were. Went, and it was just too late. The reason that's important is about 20,000 people now are out of water. So we're moving water into that region to make sure they've got it. We're also at the same time trying to hook them up to a different water district. But that continues to be a significant issue. As far as on the good news side, 44 is now open at Jerome, south of Rolla. So the Highway 44 was closed for about 36 hours. That's a really long route. I mean, when you have it closed there, you have to go from Rolla all the way around. It's about 40 miles. That really was, and we're really glad that
that's 141 at the mill plant there, going up Big Bend.
Back into places where
Holy crap.
Can make a huge difference. We have a number of shelters that are open right now for folks that, as we go to towns and see folks out of their houses.
For Merrimack Jacks is right over there.
Francis Howell North and the Tri-County Community Center in Pacific. They had 11 folks last night. Whatever they're capable, and we want to thank our non-governmental agency partners like the Red Cross and others for their great help in those shelters. I think it's gonna stay busy. I'll let the general brief on the guard, but I'll make one other overriding
Carroll
comment.
Furniture.
On Colonel and the General to speak for a second. We are here before the water rises. We're here after it falls. We're here until this place is back to where it was before, and sometimes that takes a while. And I just say to the county commissioners, the mayors, the other folks, when our folks come back, and they will come back for those damage assessments, it's way more important that we get them right than we get them first. So when you're doing those damage assessments, if you don't have a number,
93. Oh my God! There goes a house.
Put pause down there, because getting those right, we only get to turn in once, and with the reimbursements at the federal level, we only get the one shot at it. So our Department of Public Safety will be sending folks out through SEMA probably a week or so before they even get out. We're still in obviously active flood fights. Last piece about what this kind of historically is, you're seeing in the Merrimack River 2 feet, 2.5, 3 feet over what 82 or 93 were. We're seeing in the Mississippi. As you move south, significant right now at the projection at Thebes, which is down south from Clarksville, there's about 2 feet over 1993, 2 vertical feet over 93, if you get some sense as to how much water is pushing down there. But for those that are asking questions about whether or not Bird's Point down there at the Boot Heel is going to be in play, we think not. I remember when the Corps blew that levee up in 2011, the amount of water coming from the Ohio River Valley is not nearly what it was at that time. Still a lot of water down there, but our sense here, the magic number there is 61. It looks as if we're going to top out down there about 59, so we should have 2 full good feet of freeboard if things go as
Carroll's Furniture
as
right there.
expected. Let me turn it over to the Adjutant General of the National Guard. We activated the Guard after talking to him a number of times, but we activated them yesterday. Citizen soldiers from across the state, all volunteers in the team that General Danner has out there right now are working not only here but around the state. General Danner, why don't you give us a quick brief on what the Missouri National Guard is doing?
Thank you, Governor. At your request, we have several hundred guardsmen out in the field right now.
Wow.
About 3 companies full. We're not bringing out individual companies.
We are surrounded by water here on the Mississippi, and that's the
Governor mentioned all the individuals coming in right now here to come in to try to help save that water plant. It was just unfortunate and many of them worked 18 and 20 hours by the time they finished their shifts. But I'll just say thanks to the local citizen soldiers and airmen. We're out there doing what is necessary at the direction of the governor, and again with SEMA and the Highway Patrol DPS.
That's all Valley Park underwater.
Thanks to that all volunteered for this activity here during the middle of the holidays. to drop exactly
My
what they were
God.
doing, and many of them on point within the hour. We appreciate that commitment to our state and our country, and the professionalism that you all bring in your MP. I would also state that one of the other missions that we're working with the Guard on is to enhance security on the backside of this. It's really important that as folks see on the evening news or whatever, houses that are flooded out, they might think that if the water goes down, it's a good place to go with sticky fingers. I would tell you that it is not. We enforce laws in the state of Missouri. I don't have to tell anybody we're here around around the table, but with the number of shifts that police and fire, as well as sheriffs and deputies had to work, and the patrol, we've got a lot of MPs here that are going to be assisting in that to make sure that as the water goes away, we're going to keep security here. This is, and we're going to also working with local authorities if there are necessity of checkpoints, like we have some down in Perryville, to make sure who comes in, who doesn't come in, so that we can get down there. We have a number of busineses that we need to get some things out, and we're not. This is not a tourist site. Let's put it that way. We're going to make sure we keep control of the site, standing right behind and enhancing.
That's 141 right there on 44, and there's the bridge that Michael showed us, or Bobby showed us. That's the train bridge.
Here in St. Louis,
it's like 30, 40 feet. Oh my God, look at the levee.
Actually started kind of south and west of here. If you look at the most significant rain, it was a swath
of 141 and 40
in a place in Crawford, Pulaski County that had a whole bunch of incidents. So, Colonel, you and your folks have been at this for the better part of 5 or 6 days. Why don't you give us a quick statewide briefing and a focus on what's here? Because the assets they put in play all over the state has been pretty amazing.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for your leadership, even though this was a holiday weekend. The governor's been engaged
What a way to bring in 2016. That's the water plant.
Thank you all, everybody that's here at this table, for what you're doing.
No trains
for
going
your
past
community.
that.
When the governor signed the Mercy Declaration on Sunday, that allows us to bring every asset we have, and we brought it not only from the air. We're looking at levies down in Perryville, but also several rescue missions. As the governor mentioned, we're up to 14 deaths. Mostly Pulaski, Greene, Douglas, Dallas, Jasper, Lawrence, and Crawford counties, and we have 2 recovery operations also going. We do realize that there's loss of life there. We just have not made recovery. They're going on in Polk County and Vernon County right now. But our main
well, so I figured I'd finish it off and just kind of give you a little bit of a where we're at. Over there is the opening gate to the Duck Club, and that's how we get in, and it's flooded all over to the other marinas. And there is where our water tanks are, which is halfway underwater. There's our walkway onto the dock. Right there, and it's 3/4 underwater, and this is our parking lot, or was our parking lot. And then you look out this way, and we're surrounded all the way out. If you can see that, that's the Mississippi out there, and the Duck Club right there is sitting like an island. So we are in a bit of a pickle, as you would say. Happy friggin' New Year. Come over here.
Come here, Sherry, look at this.
Oh, okay, hang on.